Good morning and happy Monday. So a lot of us are committed to a 21-day focus on getting our water intake in. And last week I focused on sharing with you the importance of choosing something to commit to, because that creates a foundation for your healing process. That seems to have left some of us with questions, not quite understanding what I was talking about. And I wanted to touch base a little bit on that today, and I'll probably be touching base on that as well a little bit next week. When we commit to something, it allows our focus to be directed to a goal that we have or a vision that we have. So for us to be able to allow it to create a foundation for our healing, it's not about committing to something randomly. It's about consciously committing to something. Why is it that we want to commit to that? What's the reasoning behind that? So a lot of you that committed and now you kind of are off the wagon, or you found it was too hard to commit to, or you've just been finding yourself kind of starting over every day. I'm going to do better today. I'm going to do better today. I'm going to do better today. It's beautiful that you're committed to doing better each day. When we commit to ourselves with anything that we're doing, it is critical for us to stay committed, that we understand why we're committing to it. If we focus on, well, because other people are doing it, because I don't want to lose out, or I'll say yes, but I'm not really going to intend to focus on moving forward, or because I should, because I know it's healthy for my body. Anything that we're doing that's based in an element of should or pressure from the outside is something we really want to pay attention to. We also really want to know that long-term change is not going to happen through habit support if we're doing it because we should be doing it. So if you're asked, why is it that you're committing to the 21-day focus of hydration? We want to make sure that you have a very clear why for yourself. Why is it that you want to hydrate? It's not I should because. Once we say should, that's now pressure. That's now going to throw us off of a place of being authentic with ourselves. We're our own healer. And as we allow ourselves to commit to our own healing process, it is a powerful thing to remember that our actions create our healing. So why are we committed to water? Everybody has their own unique idea of why. We want to make sure, just like on a reboot, we remind ourselves when we wake up why it is that we are committed, why it is that we are saying yes to this commitment to ourselves. Commitment around self-care is an act of self-love. I'm doing this because I deserve to feel more loved. I deserve to feel more connected to my body. And what else is it that I'm personally committed to? For me, I am committed to allowing myself the opportunity to feel what it feels like for my body to feel supported through hydration. When I focus on hydration, my body feels by nature like it's going more into the flow of things. I'm feeling more and connected. I'm feeling more and connected. I'm feeling more tuned in and connected with myself, because every time I'm drinking my water, I'm reminding myself of the why. Because I love myself, because I love my body, because my body is made up of 3/4 water. And for my body to feel in alignment and in the present moment, I have to clear through the old energy that it's holding on to. Our bodies work so hard. Our bodies are constantly filtering toxins from the environment, toxins from food, toxins from the emotions, our thought process, how that type of acid reaction from our thought process affects our overall chemistry. This stuff is not a joke. Most of us don't realize that. Most of us think that we can eat however we want to eat. We'll take a handful of supplements and we're going to keep our health fine-tuned. And that is far from the truth. In fact, if you're in a habit of taking a handful of supplements and not hydrating a minimum of 65 ounces of water a day, you can damage your kidneys. You can damage your liver. You can put stress on it. This is a lot of focus from the inside out. When it comes to allowing yourself to understand that a simple habit can actually transform your health and can create a higher level and sense of alignment for yourself. So you need to figure out your why. For me, my why is self-love. For me, my why is that my body is 3/4 water, and I want to make sure that I'm flushing it out and helping my body as best as I can. When it naturally is dissolving toxins, that I'm helping flush it out of my system so that it doesn't start to accumulate. Why? Because I'm chemically sensitive. When I'm around people with perfumes, when I'm around certain elements of the environment, when I'm in certain, eating certain foods, my body may have a hard time with certain factors of that. So I want to help it by hydrating the best quality water, the best quality support that I can actually have, because I deserve to feel supported, but I can't feel supported if I'm not basically supporting myself. So again, I don't want you to think that you taking a handful of supplements is wrong. However, I do want you to remember that your body has to filter and break down everything that you're taking in a supplement form. It is really, really, really important that you properly hydrate to help flush what your body does not need from those supplements, does not need from those capsules, does not need from those tablets. It has the ability to flush them out through the system. Otherwise, it can actually clog up the system. Sometimes, because of the concentration of supplements that people are taking, it can slow down the gut, right? So it's very common for me to hear people say, once they start hydrating, I have so much more energy. My appetite is much more balanced. I'm feeling like I don't want so many supplements. That's because when you hydrate, your body's going to start uptaking more of the supplements you're actually consuming, because it's able to break it down, it's able to extract what it needs, and it flushes out the rest. If your body knows it's not going to be flushing out the rest, it's going to hold on to it, and it's going to create an acidic stress or a naturally inflammatory reaction and a reactive state. So some of you have noticed through the reboot, you guys were focused on hydration, doing all the supplements from the reboot, but not your normal supplements. You felt better. You start adding in more supplements. You're not properly hydrating. You're starting to feel tired. That's because it takes energy to break down those supplements that you are consuming. Ultimately, we try to get as much of our nutrients out of our food as we possibly can. That's ultimately our goal. So a lot of you, and when I say a lot of you, I mean a lot of you, have been focusing on wanting to stop, wanting to breathe, wanting to reset within yourself and not take so many supplements, wanting to simplify, wanting to do these things, but your hydration is still not on track. So join us in this commitment. And for those of you that are still wondering, how does this work? How does one act of commitment create a foundation for healing? Because by committing to ourselves, a commitment happens regardless of if you feel like it or not. A commitment is something that, as we follow through, creates trust and creates confidence. So for those of you that are working on self-confidence, for those of you that are thinking, I want more out of my life, I want to create more in my relationship, how do you do that if you're not committing to consistent things within yourself consciously? By default, drinking water is one thing. Committing to drinking water is a whole nother ball game. So even if you're saying, hey, I'm on track with my water, I vote you commit to it. I vote you put it in a certain container with an intention of why, that you consciously take that action as a form of self-help and a form of self-love. I drink quite a bit of water all the time. So for me to commit to it isn't necessarily new, but the energy that I'm working with it is completely new. What does that mean? The energy goes in because of the consciousness. The water goes into my body, it flushes, it supports the body, it nourishes the body, it cleanses the body, it hydrates the body. The body's able to relax more. I'm able to breathe more deeply by allowing myself to properly hydrate. But the coolest thing for me is that the vibrational structure of my body changes when I'm properly hydrated. My body starts to feel safe. My body starts to feel supported. My body starts to feel loved because it knows, regardless of if I feel like it or not, I am choosing me. I am choosing to show up for myself, all by a basic thing of water. So again, I am really focused on a couple of you in my heart and my mind that are taking a bunch of supplements. It is really important right now that you commit to properly hydrating. It is really, really, really important. I asked something over on the forum about what makes it hard for you to do that, and a bunch of you are starting to answer. I'm either going to do a live on that or I'm going to do one of my next videos on that, because I love the input and I want to really truly help you succeed in this process. From a point of holistic support, from the point of healing ourselves from the inside out, our bodies can't do it unless we're properly hydrated. So we have these reasons why we can't do things, and those reasons are all absolutely 100% valid. Now, how do we take care of ourselves and commit to ourselves with those reasons being acknowledged? I'm going to work with you again on the live or on another video about this, because this is a really important piece. Today, though, I wanted to make sure you were crystal clear in your why. When you wake up and do a reboot, you focus on your why. Why am I committed to this? Why am I committed to this inconvenience? Today, I looked at the clock, it's 10:30. I had 1 8-ounce glass of water. So I need to really focus on my water now to get it in by 5 p.m. Do I do big, huge glasses? I personally do not. How come? When I drink big, huge glasses of water, it personally makes me really tired, okay? So for me, I drink 4 to 6 ounces at a time, up to 3 times in an hour, right? So I get the same amount of a lot of you that are doing a 12 to 16 ounce glass of water, but I'm drinking it consistently. As I'm drinking it consistently, my body doesn't have to go pee all the time. So for those of you that are concerned about having to go pee all the time, small, consistent, conscious amounts of water is going to be a game changer for you. At first, if you do small, consistent amounts of water, or you do big cups of water, you're going to have to go to the bathroom a ton regardless, because your body's adjusting to this new habit. It's just the way it is. After a couple days, for some of you will be a week or two, you're going to find that you can hydrate and your body is definitely going to be assimilating more of that water, so you don't have to go to the bathroom as much. It's just a natural part of the process. The more you hydrate too, you're going to naturally notice that the gut moves more fluidly. Why? Because the body gets the hydration to create open channels of healing for it once and for all. This is a powerful, powerful, powerful process. Some of you are using your stones to make your gem water. Some of you are using your affirmations. Regardless, focus on your why. It is so very, 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 very important to change long-term habits so that you don't have to feel like you're starting from square one every single time. Why am I doing this? If it's because it's good for my body, that is definitely not the proper answer, and you're going to want to fine tune it for yourself. Super duper duper important. You are worthy of feeling amazing in your body, in your mind, in your spirit. Water, as simple as it seems, is incredibly important to do that. So I know it seems simple. I know a lot of you think you've done it. It's incredibly cool for me to see people that have been saying how much water they've been drinking in the past, but they're still really thirsty. Those same people are noticing they've been drinking 30 ounces of water a day. So they're actually thirsty because their body needed them to drink more water. Most of you are noticing better sleep already if you cut your water intake off by 5:30. If you're saying, but I need to get in my X amount of water and now it's 5, I would probably ditch it for the day. Otherwise, you're going to be up for the middle of the night. And try to focus on what you can do to remind yourself to consume water. There's apps to do it. You can set alarms. You can do all kinds of things. But the idea is commit to it and stay committed regardless of if you feel like it or not. Why? Because it's an act of self-love, and you figure out what other your why factors are. For me, I deserve to feel energy. I deserve to experience more in my life. And I'm going to talk to you about the energetics of what this does in the next week or two. So keep tuned to these videos. I know you guys love them. I love your support. I love the team effort. I love seeing the photos. And I love knowing that you are learning how to love yourself even more than you ever have before. I am so proud of you.